Ay, guys, PayPal just keeps on getting worse. At least their stock. Maybe fundamentally the company will bounce back at some point. We'll talk more about the fundamentals later in this video, but this stock, my goodness, guys, just keeps on getting pummeled. Now it's down $8 when I'm making this video at 11:30 a.m. on the East Coast. It's down 11%, and it's at $65 per share when just yesterday it was pushing the mid 70s, and I think a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? It was at 80, right? 80, 85, something like that, or maybe not. But either way, guys, this stock has gotten destroyed. Yeah, it hasn't been at 80, 85 since let's see here, February, so more than just a couple of weeks ago. Geez, a couple of months ago. But either way, we're going to break down the charts here. We're going to go over the earnings release, my thoughts, all that good stuff. But before we do that, don't forget to get up to 16 stocks for Moomoo, the sponsor of today's video. Simply use that link down below, open up your account, and fund it with at least $100. You get 5 stocks right off the bat, and fund it with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. And listen to this, guys. Fund your account with at least $5,000. On top of those 15 stocks, you also get a free share of either Tesla stock or Expedia stock, which makes this promo a no-brainer. So use that link down below. And of course, that is an affiliate link. I appreciate you all as always. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into it. So again, PayPal stock has been destroyed, and let me tell you, it has not participated in the rally of 2023, which you guys obviously know. Stocks have done very well. SPY, which tracks the S&P, is up a ton. You guys see these charts, up and to the right, which is what we want to see, of course, long term. Triple Q also up and to the right. You guys see that. But PayPal is down and to the right. You guys can see that. We started off the year at about, what, 80, 85 bucks. Now we're at 65 bucks. And a couple of weeks ago, about 2 months ago, actually, we were at 58 bucks per share. So we're gunning for those lows, guys. We are gunning for those lows based on the charts right now. And clearly, we just put in on the 4-hour time frame another lower high. You guys can see that right here, right? Boom, lower high, lower high, lower high. You can see that, right? So obviously the bears are in charge. There's no debating that. We're a falling knife. There's no debating that. Buyers are not coming in right now. There's no debating that either. And here on the 3-year chart, let's pull the layers back a little bit, because you guys probably know PayPal was once $300 a share. Yeah, $300 per share. We actually hit that a couple of times before then, pummeling or tumbling, whatever, to where we are right now. So we hit roughly, 305 back in February of 2021. We also hit it in August of 2021. So, we got the pump to 310 back in February 2021, so about 2.5 years ago. Then we sold off, boom. Consolidated at about 230, 250 for a little bit. Then had the next rally, and that clearly did not last. We hit 310 again, boom, we got rejected, and it's been downhill ever since. And if I pull up the max chart, let me see, guys, what this is looking like. Oh my God, man, PayPal looks like crap. The chart does, at least. I mean, listen, fundamentally, the company might be all right. I personally use PayPal all the freaking time. I use it all the time for business, right? And it's a great product, but that doesn't necessarily mean the stock is going to just go to the moon just because they have a great product. Actually, it did go to the moon, but those gains clearly did not hold, and that goes to show that this $300 price, fundamentally, it was just way stretched. It was a bubble, let's be honest. For a company like PayPal that you'd think it's fundamentally sound, which it is, you'd think their stock wouldn't go down 80%, right? But it did. I mean, look, it went from 310 to 58. That's roughly 80%, is it not? Yeah, more than that. 81%. You wouldn't think that would happen, but it did, which means it was way too inflated, guys. Some stocks got hotter than others, in bigger bubbles than others. PayPal just got in a ridiculous bubble, and you could argue now that it's undervalued. You can definitely make that argument, but what worries me is with, a payment processor like PayPal, sure, I use it. It's great, awesome product, but there's so much competition. I mean, who's to say, isn't Apple technically doing, what if Apple, they're doing the credit card now, the savings account, maybe there's more they're doing that I'm not, familiar with. But what if Apple comes in and tries to replicate this, or Amazon, or this or that, companies that have these massive ecosystems, all the data, all the customers already. What if they come in and do something better than PayPal, undercut them on the fees, make it a better user experience? PayPal could be wiped out. That's what worries me about this stock. And this is one that I used to own, and full disclosure, I sold out of it probably about 8 months ago. I forget exactly when, but I owned it way before the run-up. I don't know if you guys remember this. You probably don't, but if you've been watching me for years, which I've been on YouTube since 2017, I've been doing this for literally years. I think it might have been 18 or 19. I bought PayPal, and it was, funny enough, in the same range that it is now. Isn't it crazy how that works? It was at 60 to 65 bucks when I first started buying it. I think in the 70s, 80s, I was buying it as well. And I rode this thing all the way up to 300. And no, of course not. I didn't sell at 300. I mean, that would have been great to sell everything at 300. But I think, it was a while ago. I mean, from my memory, I was trimming a little bit. Then I might have actually bought more on this massive dump. And then I realized, let me just put my money somewhere else. I took the profit. So the way it worked is, again, I was buying in the 60s, 70s, 80s, wrote it up. And this is from my, memory from 5 years ago, or however long this was, 4 years. Actually, it was not 5 years ago. It might have been when I first started buying. But either way, wrote it up. The big move was about 3 years ago, right? You guys probably remember that. 2-3 years ago, we got that big move. Wrote it up, trimmed a little bit there. Then as it came down, I was like, all right, maybe in the 150s, let me nibble a little bit more. I think I was buying a little bit more here. But at that point, my average was still in the 70s, 80s, right? So I actually brought my average up to whatever the heck I got to at that point with that buy. And started dumping even more. I think they might have reported a quarter or two that the earnings were crap, and the stock started coming down even more. And I was like, all right, let me just get out of it. And that was about 8 months ago or whatever that was. It was right around here, something like that. Maybe more than 8 months ago. Geez, maybe a year ago. Time's freaking flying, guys. But either way, I'm out of PayPal now, and the way I'm looking at it is, I'm glad I'm out of PayPal for now. Maybe I'll get back into it. But listen, I think there's a lot of competition coming. And, it's still definitely top of the line product-wise. Again, I personally use it, but there's a lot going on competition-wise, the way I'm looking at it. And let me pull this up quickly before I ramble on too much about that, guys, and show you what's going on here with the market cap. Now it's at $72 billion. And mind you, it's down from $300 to $65, and the market cap is still $72 billion. It's still a massive company, guys, and the P ratio is at 28, still arguably too high, considering their growth has slowed down a good chunk. And speaking of their growth, let me actually pull this up and show you guys the earnings release very quickly. I don't want to spend too much time. I know attention spans aren't that great these days, guys, so I have to make the videos a little bit shorter just for the sake of the YouTube algorithm. That's kind of how it works, because think about it. If I make 25-minute videos and people only watch 5 minutes of the videos, or 10 minutes, or 7-8 minutes, whatever it is, that is a small percentage of the 25-30 minutes. So that's why I like to keep the videos at the 10, 12, 15-minute range tops these days, because people usually watch 5 to 7 minutes. That's more like half of the video, sometimes more than half of the video, which is good for the algorithm. But either way, that's YouTube strategy. We're not getting into that in this video, guys. That is not the point. We're not going to get sidetracked in this video. So check it out here, guys. Total payment volume, TPV, came in at $376 billion, growing 11% on a spot and FX neutral basis. And net revenues, look at this, guys, came in at $7.3 billion, growing 7%, not bad. And GAAP operating income, GAAP operating income, came in at $1.1 billion, growing 48% year over year. Holy crap, that's a big number. It looks like here non-GAAP operating income came in at $1.6 billion, growing 20% year over year, and GAAP EPS came in at 92 cents compared to the loss of 29 cents in Q2 of 2022. So that's actually way better than last year. So these numbers are looking solid, but again, the PE is almost a 30 for a company growing, revenues at 7%. not the best. It's arguably too frothy still, even at these levels. Now, if PayPal got down to 40, $50, I'm not going to lie, I might have to buy back my shares. But right now, guys, it's kind of in the wait and see phase for me with this particular stock as a long-term play, right? I made my money. I did pretty decent on it. Sure, I could have made way more money if I sold at the top, but is that realistic for everybody out there? No, guys, and some people will BS you and be like, oh, yeah, I bought at the bottom, sold at the top, but that's not reality for 95%, 99% of the time. Sure, there's going to be times where you do actually time the bottom and top. I've done that, and I've told you guys here on the channel, I've done that with certain stocks, but it's literally once in 50 times or whatever, right? Especially if you're looking at a longer term time horizon, time the exact bottom and the top. It's super hard to do that. So I don't focus on doing that. I focus on buying good quality companies for the long term at good quality prices, and taking the calculated risk and then just going from there, right? Trusting the gut and trusting the numbers and so forth, which I'm not 100% there yet again as of now with PayPal, as it has deteriorated a little bit since I initially bought the company 5 years ago, guys. Again, that was 2018 when I was buying, 2019. So time has gone by, and things change over time. That's the risk with individual stocks. And this visual right here gives you a little bit of a better, visual on how they did in the last quarter. Revenue, 7% year-over-year growth. You guys can see this right here, 7.7% or 7% rather. I don't know why I said 7.7, but you can see operating income 48%. We mentioned that already, and EPS grew 414% year over year. That's pretty crazy. So this is a long document, guys, on PayPal, so we're not going to go through really much more in this video because, again, the video is already 12-13 minutes long. I got to edit it down as well to get it down a little bit more, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and please don't do anything based on this video, guys. Don't buy, don't sell, don't hold. I literally told you guys I'm not in the stock right now. I sold out. I made my money. I could have made way more, but that it doesn't matter, right? It is what it is. That's how it goes in the stock market. But yeah, I'm looking at it now, and kind of wait. It's a wait and approach, or a wait and see rather, type stock for me. Let's see if it comes down a little bit more in the 40-50 range. I think it would be way more interesting and worth the the buy at that point, at least for me. I'll let you know as always. I'll keep you updated. So make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're almost at 30,000 subs. I appreciate all of you watching, and don't forget to get up to 16 stocks for Moo. All the details are linked down below, guys. Get on that. The clock's ticking. It's limited time. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you later.